Hey guys, my first initial thoughts for this 20.1 workout are to be disciplined to find your pace that's going to allow you to move, let's say, the quickest and most efficient without reaching your red line heart rate. So, as Jay was just talking about, when we warm up, we're going to try to gradually increase our pace until we find that spot where we think we can move most efficiently, where we think we can go as fast as we can and be able to stay under control without hitting that red line pace. So I'm kind of generally talking to the people who are more like me, who are going to be competing in the open to try to maybe set a baseline or maybe increase from what they did last year, not necessarily what you're going to hear from Chris going on later for people who are trying to compete for the games. So what I want you to really think of today is, we all know how to get that bar from the ground to overhead, whether that be clean and jerk or a snatch at that weight. We all know how to burpee and jump over the bar. But what I just want you to think about being disciplined to be able to find that pace that's going to keep you just underneath your red line so that we can continue to move throughout 10 rounds, which we know is going to last somewhere around that 10, 12, 15-minute mark. So keeping it aerobic, staying underneath your red line, and just being disciplined to be able to stay efficient without blowing up.
Yeah, some of my initial thoughts on the workout, just kind of like touching upon what Jeff just spoke of. You want to throttle right underneath that red line, right? It's a 10-round workout, right? So if you shoot your load and blow it too soon, round number one, you got 9 rounds to go, it's going to be a long workout for you. My opinion, I think you need to go unbroken on the barbell. So stay with either snatching or clean and jerking and maintaining unbroken on the barbell. I feel like there's only so much time you can make up on the barbell, but you can lose so much time on the burpees if you're not moving efficiently enough. So with that being said, on the burpees, you want to try to find a pace that you can pretty much maintain for the duration of the workout, and then maybe the final round you can pick it up and send it home.
Chris, what time are you looking to get in this workout?
I'd like to try to go sub 10 for sure.
And Dom, what's up with you, buddy? What do you think about this one?
The main thing with the workout is to really just kind of be as aerobic as possible. Find that pace and just kind of hold it that whole way through and trying to pick it up those last 90 seconds if you can, which would be like the last round and a half-ish. I think people will see some finishes that'll be like sub 9, but that'll be top sub 9. So it'll be like 850s in that range. But the biggest thing, like most people will be sitting around that 12 to 14 minute range and in that realm. And just watching the workout from last night, they were holding like 40-second rounds. And then towards the end, like they obviously slowed down to like a minute 4 right in that range. So the goal, I think, for most people would try to be holding like that 120 per round, like in that. And like Jeff was saying in the beginning, like just really trying to focus on that in that warm up and really trying to hold those paces and find what times will be kind of efficient for you without hitting that huge threshold.
Jay, any last thoughts? I know you did it this morning.
Yeah, I did. I let it rip this morning. Yeah, I got a couple thoughts on this. One, not to reiterate this, but I really want to kind of hit the nail home between what Dom and Jeff and Christian were saying, is that it comes down to knowing your pacing. Scott Pianchek started off at 47 seconds. He had his middle rounds around 104 to 107. Then he brought it back down. I think for the elites being the top sanctional competitors, people going for the games, their goal should be to average around 50 to 55 seconds per round. That's going to put them in a position to go sub 10 with inside the last 2 rounds. You figure it is going to be a round where you're going to hover into the 104s, 105s, but you want to be able to bring it back down. And that's going to be key for these guys, is to maintain that pace. If they don't maintain that pace, that's when it starts chipping away. Like Christian said, it is a burpee workout. It's going to be very easy to think you have to get chalk, right? But for most of these people, listen, it's 95, 65. Don't waste time on chalk. Chalk the barbell up. Understand how you can manipulate your hands in the barbell, right? So if your shoulders are feeling really tired, you might have to go into a little bit of a more narrow grip so you don't have this huge external rotation on. Guys, understand where that barbell needs to be, right? So if your shoulders are super tired, then you have to bring your hands in a little bit closer, right? Also, bringing your hands in closer can help with that excessive hip hinge pattern. And Christian's going to send a video on different barbell techniques later. But like Jeff was saying, for those of you who aren't going for elite, understand that 130 to 2-minute pace, might be a ride or die pace with the ability to make it faster for around 7 through 10 to beat the time cap. Okay. Now, also, we have that like punch in the face syndrome, right? Meaning like I was watching a couple people do it last night. They look great. All of a sudden they get to around 7. I'm seeing like a clean and strict press and like a muscle snatch. Like that's the most fatiguing stuff in the world. So like the coaches were saying, know your red line. If you can stay under your red line, then you can stay in the right frame of mind to manipulate where you need to based off fatigue factors. Don't waste time with chalk, guys. If you're really going for it, chalk your barbell up and try to stay in just a good rhythm. And the last couple of notes I had is this is a burpee workout, right? So hand manipulation on a burpee, how to snake, when to jump your feet out and jump them in. Christian has a great video on that as well. So the main factors, like all the coaches were saying, know your pace, know yourself as an athlete, have some fun with it.
Very good. Jeff, what do you want to add before we close out, brother?
Yeah, Jay, there's just a quick question, or not a question, more of a statement, and maybe you can add to this as you go. And Christian said earlier, you don't want to go out too fast early because then it's going to be a long workout for you. But for those people who are basically going to try to time their rounds, you said something like 50 to 55 seconds. Should we consider the fact that if we're trying to keep that 55-second pace, for example, that as we fatigue, it's going to slow down a little bit, and maybe we should factor that in for those people who are really trying to time out each round that they're doing? So just maybe you could touch on that, factoring in the little bit of slowing down throughout the workout.
Yeah, I think from two perspectives, you look at people who are trying to make that high level, they're going to want to say, okay, if I can get between anywhere from 50 to like a 107 pace, with the ability to get faster, that's going to be key. So we had I saw one athlete go who got 10-17. Start off with 50 seconds, held out for about 7 rounds. 7th round came, it was like you got shot in the face. He still ended with a really good score of 10-17. But if he like took that to like 55 seconds from the beginning, he could have gone sub 10, right? So because round 6 to 8 is the real workout, right? Round 6 to 8 is the workout. Now, for those who, so you have to kind of think about that. Like you get to that middle range, like, all right, I really got to grind here, and I can't really get outside like that 105, 107 range.
Yeah.
Individuals who are going for sub 15, plan for like a 130 from the beginning, and just try to stay smooth and consistent there. 115 from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes, like you said, we have that plan until we get punched in the face. Sometimes we plan out how we want our times to be per round, but you fail to factor in that the fatigue is really going to set in 6 to 8, and that 130 turns into 230, and then that's a problem. So just kind of keep that in mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. All right, guys. Good luck to everyone doing this weekend and everything that you guys have going on. Please, if you guys have individual questions, please feel free to write us messages on Instagram or email us, whatever is more convenient for you, for us to be able to help you.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Enjoy. Have a good one.